Hello, beautiful soul. Angel Lady Terry Marie here. In case we haven't met before or we're just getting to know each other, I am a master crystallogist. It's been a lifelong journey of mine. Still is, like I'm speaking in the past tense, to learn, to discover, to share, to teach, to encourage and help others to connect, to bond, and activate crystals in their life for their business, their career, their purpose, their path, relationships, or just to simply be more of who they are and discover it along the way. So many different crystals have some similarities, and yet each one has specific unique characteristics and vibration. This is a mini lesson or training on and about Lemurian seed crystals. I have been, I guess a good word is mesmerized, attracted to them for a very, very long time. And just in the last, I think it was 3 years, I actually allowed myself to get one. And I now have 3. Well, I'm not sure who claimed who. Well, that's not true. I know they all claimed me. And I'm going to show you the difference in look or appearance between a natural and a polished Lemurian seed crystal. But that's not all. So we're going to start with this. A Lemurian seed crystal helps you to tap into your Akashic records, the book of life, yours. And what does that do for you, or what could it do for you? It can help you to access your intuitive or metaphysical gifts and capabilities. And yes, you're probably already aware and are using and utilizing them in your life in any way or every way. So how does that really make a difference if you're able to tap into your Akashic records, your book of life in the Hall of Records? Well, one thing that you can do is to ask Archangel Metatron to help you to go back further, maybe in a meditation, perhaps write down a question, a simple one, and then go into meditation and keeping your conscious mind as clear as possible and just seeing where things go. While you're doing that, you can hold a Lemurian seed crystal. I'm going to get my fingers out of the way so you can see. And this one's name is Amelia. These two are both from my personal collection. This one is polished, super, super, super clear. And most of the time there are ridges. And you can see the ridges on this one. This is a natural, so it's not really polished. Or if it is, it's just a little bit. Okay? Let me hold the two up so you can see them side by side. Natural, polished. There are inclusions in here, and I don't know if you'll be able to see some of the rainbow prisms. That's one of the things that really attracts me to the Lemurians and other clear quartz crystals as well. So how would you, first of all, you want to activate or connect with your crystals. And I have shared that in other lives and videos. So I'll do it just kind of quickly here. When you get one, any crystal, and especially if you want to really tap into its innate energies, its frequency, its vibe, and what it has to offer you, because when a crystal calls you, when it kind of taps into your energy, it's like me, me, me. There's a special something in it for you. And yes, there are probably millions of Lemurian seed crystals out there, and I have brought some back from Tucson over the years to help them find their new forever homes. And yet this one and this one This one's name is Nicholas, and this one is Amelia. And she spells her name with an E, which is interesting. And how do I know that? Because telepathically, the crystals and I talk with each other and to each other, and she told me her name. So one of the ways that you can activate is to hold a new crystal, especially a Lemurian seed crystal, because this is what we're sharing about today, in your left hand. If you choose, you can cleanse your crystals before even working with them. Incense, sound. I would be careful about putting some crystals in salt. You can, as long as it's organic sea salt, Himalaya, Dead Sea salt. You want to be careful because if you leave them in too long, you will cleanse everything out of them. And if you want to completely reprogram a clear quartz or a Lemurian seed, preferably a clear quartz, then do that. If you want to preserve the information or the access channels within a crystal, maybe just leave it in the salt for an hour or two to get the outsides off. You can pass these through incense. You can use a drum, Om CD, sound, the singing bowl, sunlight, thank you. What else? I know there are more ways. Okay, once you've done some initial clearing or cleansing, hold your crystal in your left hand. Left is receiving and right is out. So in, out. Yes, even if you're left-handed, unless your guides tell you otherwise, because the energy comes in and goes through, okay? So you can just hold it for a while in your left hand while you're reading, meditating, watching the TV. That's the quickest way. If you have a crystal like pink howlite, for example, and I'm just going to lean over here real quick. This is just an example of something that's more delicate. This would be one that you would put on your desk or tabletop or your sacred space, and you could hold it for a little bit, and then I would just leave it be and then focus on it visually, because the energy will transfer and connect with you, and that way the delicateness of some of the crystals and minerals will stay intact. All right, so I know this mini lesson's getting long already. In meditation or journaling, that's a form of meditation as well. Set a specific intention, like developing or developing more, an expansion of one of your intuitive gifts, your extra senses, right? So perhaps you want to find out more about how to live your life purpose here in this realm, in this particular lifetime. We're not going to get into whether or not anyone believes in a past life or in another realm. Just suffice it for right now. If you want to tap into more of who you are and have a better understanding and get a clearer vision for the guidance, insights, and messages, and even the answers to your questions that your guides, spirit, and the angelic realm are already giving you, a Lemurian seed crystal is fabulous for that. Yes, there are lots of others, but today we're focusing on Lemurian seed crystals. Okay? Natural, polished. And this guy right here, see if you can see that little right here, this guy, he is an additional, he's a record keeper, which means he has, this guy has an ability, Nicholas has the ability and capability of helping you tap into other records from perhaps other lifetimes or thank you, a specialty area of yours from what you came in with, something like that. And you can see the indentation here that there was one. So this is like an I'm trying to translate the word here. The word that I'm getting is like an ingress, so an into the crystal, kind of like a doorway or a channel or an opening in a sense. Now this is solid, so there's no, okay, and yet you can access here and here. So this being together, what Nicholas is telling me is because he has an indentation where a record keeper was, and there is one here, not only am I able to access more clearly and more deeply into my own Akashic records in the Hall of Records, because of this indentation right here in him, it's giving me a way to get into it even more deeply, if that makes any sense. So pick something. Maybe you want to clear your path of any mindsets or negative self-sabotage. How can you, I would write something like, I would write it down and then get it very, very succinct. Let's see. Okay. Whether or not your crystal has a name that it has shared with you, okay? Please do not let your conscious mind get stuck on that. Most of my crystals have not given me their names. It just so happens that my 3 Lemurians have. Here is something that is succinct. How can I see my path more clearly? What can I do to clear my vision? Either one of those. I might leave the how out because we humans tend to get stuck on, well, I don't know how to do that, or it's not happening the way I thought it was going to. Remember, the conscious mind is only capable of giving you ideas of what has happened, what it's seen happen, and what hasn't worked. It's a limiter. So let's see. Okay. You can even hold it up to your third eye, and I would not have the point. You can use it on the base like so, and be very careful. I would maybe point it out a window towards a garden, or choose a side, a faceted side, and hold it here. Against your third eye. So a way to work with these is to hold them, write down a specific, succinct, as in not a paragraph question, just something very simple so that your conscious mind doesn't trip over. And whatever information you get, I would write it down immediately. An example of a succinct, to the point, specific question. What can I do to see more clearly? What can I do to hear better? What can I do to raise my vibe? That's a little nebulous, but you get the idea. Alrighty then. Again, this is a natural, and this is a polished.